In Ukraine, a crowd is enjoying a concert in opera house when suddenly a group of men appear on the stage and start breaking the instruments. Soon the Ukrainian special forces arrive at the same time. There's a bunch of CIA agents including John. His group rushes inside with a clear mission to rescue an American VIP and a special package using fake uniforms. John's team blends in with the special forces as they connect gas tanks to the fence to put everyone in the main stage to sleep. Then the team starts searching the VIP booths and John finds his objective, so he quickly brings down a couple of guards before telling the guy the password to confirm they're allies. There are shooters coming down the corridor. So John rue the beans it's among the sleeping people to pretend he's a random dude while John rejoins the team only to notice that Ukrainian agent planning a bomb. John tells one of his men to protect the VIP while he grabs the bomb and runs to the coat station where his contact is hidden the special package. Once he finds the metallic box, he runs to the maintenance room to reunite with his team and the VIP man who tells them about a secret tunnel. One of the agents changes clothes with him as part of their cover, while most of the team escort the VIP out through that tunnel. Jump back to the main room to pick the rest of the bombs. Suddenly a Ukrainian soldier points a gun at him. Into John's shock, the hole in the ground disappears in the bullet that caused it flies back, killing the soldier and entering the gun of a new man. This guy quickly leaves and John notices a red string on his backpack. Next, John puts all the bombs in a bag and throws them in the upper seats before he and his teammate run to the entrance, leaving the opera house right before the bombs explode. The duo gets in the back of a van and John's teammate immediately gets shot in the leg because the Ukrainians can tell he isn't the right guy. Moments later, John and his friend get tortured on a train yard. For information, the Ukrainian takes the poison capsule that John is hiding in his clothes, but his friend still has one left. John falls to grab it with his mouth, quickly biting it and passing out. Sometime later, John wakes up on a medical bed inside a ship sailing. High-ranking CIA agent explains that the capsule never had cyanide, only a sedative. It was just a way to test John's loyalty to his country. Now John has been chosen for a secret mission. The only information that given him is the code word Tenet. When a mechanic's ferry passes by, John pretends to be one of them and sneaks into their boat so he can return to land. After stealing a car, he goes to a lab in the city and meets with Laura Ignis. The code word Laura explains they're trying to prevent World War III and that it could be worse than nuclear holocaust than empty gun, and when he shoots it, a bullet goes back into the weapon. Laura also makes a bullet jump into her hand and explains she is studying inverted objects. These things have their entropy reversed in the future and travel backwards through time. John makes a bullet go to his hand too, and Laura records it to show in the video, pointing out that from the bullet's point of view he dropped it. Practices with the inverted gun while Laura tells him that all the items she studies were sent from the future. They found all kinds of parts from complex machines that indicate a catastrophic war will happen. John wants to know who is dealing the inverted guns and travels to Mumbai. Together they make a plan to infiltrate the home of a dangerous arm dealer. In the evening, the duo get the neighboring building and used bungee cords to make a big jump, landing on the walls of the dealer's home. They run up and sneak in through the balcony, where they quickly take out a bunch of guards before jumping on the dealer himself. John holds him at gunpoint as he asked about the inverted ammo, but it's the man's wife Priya who knows about Tenet. She informs him that the dealer behind the inverted ammo is Russian oligarch Andrei David. That moment the police arrived, so Neil and John jump out of the building using the same cords. In London, John shares lunch with an agent from the British intelligence. The man explains that the best way to get close to Andrei would be through his wife Kat and her art gallery. Kat authenticated a forged Goya made by her friend Thomas, and Trey bought it, but when he found out the truth he started blackmailing to becoming his part. The agent gets John a new fake Goya so he can get a meeting. Later John meets Kat and shows her the painting. I think he got it from Thomas. They end up having dinner together and Kat explained she hadn't known the painting was a fake when she authenticated it. Andrei abuses her and Kat would love to escape, but they have a son and she can't leave him behind. Kat also reveals that Andrei brutalized Thomas, so she knows John is like. John promises to retrieve the drawing Andrei is using to blackmail her as she gets him a meeting with her husband. Suddenly Andrea's thugs arrive and take Kat away. John tries to leave through the kitchen and finds more thugs, but he has no trouble beating them all up in minutes using random kitchen objects. The next day John shows up at Kat's son's school. Kat informs John that the drawing is being held in a free port in Oslo, where Andrei's company does business without detection from the law. Soon Neil shows up at the free port while pretending to be an interested businessman, and during the tour he's a fire. The interior doors of the vault room revert to their factory settings, making them weak to Lock picking, however, the oxygen in that room will be sucked out because the company uses gas instead of sprinklers. John and Best plan is to crash a plane into the Freeport to trigger the lockdown. They hire pilot Mahir. The duo goes to the Freeport as businessmen, and pretend they want to leave something in the fall, so an employee takes them there. Meanwhile, Mahir's team puts a bunch of workers to sleep to take over a plane. As Mahir gets the plane moving, his men drop hundreds of gold bricks to distract any watchers and trick the incoming police. Once the plane has gained speed, lets a crash right into the building, causing a huge explosion. In the vault, the gas is being released in. The employee immediately runs away. Neil and John hold their breath while taking their hidden tools from their briefcase and picking the lock to open the door. They move around the vault picking different locks while trying to stay ahead of the gas. Eventually, they enter a special quarter that takes them to Andrei's private office, where they cross a blue and a red door. The duo finds themselves on different sides of the same rooms, separated by a glass wall with bullet holes in it. On the floor, John notices a bunch of guns and realizes this hasn't happened yet. So suddenly a thick revolving door spins on both sides and men in SWAT uniforms come out. Neil is simply pushed as the guy runs off. So he follows him. Neil manages to jump on the man and remove his helmet, to be shocked by what he sees. At the same time, the other soldier attacks John and they get in a fight, during which the attacker keeps calling the inverted guns to his hand to get back the bullets from the glass.